So I'm replacing the ones again with index and adding the broadcast lose. And we need to make sure we increment item then, change item after those two things. So, oh, we don't want to start at 0 either because lists start at 1. So when we see check user picks, we'll set index to 1. Yeah, this is fairly complicated. It's a good notion of working with lists. So repeat length of the list if the item at index of the user list is less than the item at the index of the computer list, then broadcast lose. And then if we get through that, we check to see if the item is greater than it, and if so, we broadcast lose. Oops, got out of the way. And then we make sure we change the index by 1. And then if you get all the way to the end of that and you haven't lost, that means that the user did the correct thing. So then we'll broadcast next. So we'll add to the next round. And then that'll start the game all over again. Now let's see if I haven't checked to do I'm the right thing here. I don't know which one it did. Ah. Let me start over again. I can't see how big it's pretty small, so let's make it bigger. There we go. So I stop everything, which should clear everything back up. So the red one went first. Now the red one went twice. Oops. Let me show the list at the moment again, and you'll see what's going on. So right now, remember that these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I start it again, the list is empty. It started with 1 in the list. I click 1. 1's in the user list, so it was happy with that. And now the computer has 2 in its list, and I need to do 1. Oh, our user list is not getting, oh, I know one of the things we did wrong. We need to reset the user list every time we start over again. I forgot about that. So if I go back to the stage, every time we do the user list again, so every time we start a new round, basically we need to clear the user list so that you haven't entered anything. We could also do it when we, that's probably the best place to do it here when I receive next. Before you say, after you say broadcast computer picks, go ahead and clear this out, or even first, clear it out. So I can do that. And what I want to do is really copy this little piece. This is what clears out the user list. So I'm going to do the copy and stick it up here. And I'll put pieces back together here. Because we need to reset the user list each time. And we also want, after we've checked the whole thing, here, checked user picks, we want to play a sound to show that you did it right. So we can play a sound. Now, there's a pop sound, and that's okay, but we can also import sounds. And there's a finger snapper. Yeah, laugh. Yeah. We want something fairly upbeat. Beltol's not bad. Some of them are kind of long. Yeah, I think Beltol is what I want to do. So now if I go back here, oops, this is not rolling over. Play sound, Beltol. Oh, and we want to wait for it to finish. So let's do play sound till done. Before we broadcast next. Hang on, do that order differently. So let's start the next piece of the game. So let's start and see what we get. Computer list only has 4 in it. So it says we did that one right. So now we have 4, 2, 3. So that seems to be working correctly. So I'm going to get rid of the showing the lists again. And what I want to add now is a way to show that you've lost. We forgot to handle the you lose part yet. So stop everything a moment. Don't show the list now because it does tend to have trouble with repainting when you have the list there. I'm just moving my squares a little bit. And I want to paint another sprite to say oops or lost, or I think I'll be nice and just say oops. Make it a little bigger font. Maybe I'll just say not quite. And I could shrink that a little bit, make it fit. Oops. Okay, so we want that to not show at the very beginning, so we'll add when the green flag is clicked, hide it under looks, and then when I receive lost or lose, then we'll show it. And then we'll stop everything because we don't want the game to continue. So let's see now if we can lose. There was the red one picked, I'm going to pick the green. And it said not quite. Oh, we could play a sound too. So under